Ever scroll through LinkedIn or TechCrunch and feel like everyone's making it, raising millions, scaling fast, celebrating exits, while you're still grinding, wondering when your turn will come? That gap between their highlight reels and your daily grind can feel suffocating. But here's the truth, you're not alone in that feeling. People think success in startups comes from having the right idea, big investors, or perfect timing. But here's the big misunderstanding. Startups aren't a sprint, they're an endurance race. The real winners are those who stay in the game long enough to learn from every fall. You're not lazy, you're just exhausted from trying so hard without understanding why things keep falling apart. The startup grind can drain you mentally, financially, and emotionally. But that exhaustion isn't failure, it's a signal that something deeper needs to change. What if the system never taught us the one skill that actually decides who survives? Grit. If you keep believing hustle alone will save you, you'll burn out before you ever reach product market fit. But when you build grit, you stop chasing hype and start building endurance that lasts. Hey, I'm Max, your guide here on Max Focus, where we rewire your mind and redesign your life. Hit subscribe and join thousands of dreamers who refuse to give up, because success isn't about never falling. It's about always getting back up. This video is for educational and motivational purposes only, not business or legal advice. In the next few minutes, we'll break down how to use grit like a mental muscle to outlast every startup storm and keep your fire alive. Everyone thinks success is about being the smartest person in the room. But in startups, brilliance fades fast when challenges hit. What really matters is staying in the fight, even when things get hard. Studies from the University of Pennsylvania found that grit, not intelligence, predicts long-term success. It's not about what you know, but how much you can endure, learn, and keep going. Building a startup is like training for a marathon. It's not the sprint that wins, it's the daily, consistent effort that compounds over time. Every small win builds unstoppable momentum. Remember, genius might start the race, but grit finishes it. As Benjamin Franklin said, energy and persistence conquer all things. Keep pushing, your consistency is your superpower. Every founder faces storms, rejection emails, failed launches, and nights full of doubt. But grit isn't about pretending it's easy. It's about deciding that every obstacle is just another test of how bad you really want it. Studies show that 90% of startups fail, but most don't die from running out of money. They die when founders lose emotional stamina, when the fire inside starts to fade. True grit means keeping that fire alive when everything outside tells you to quit. What if every failure wasn't a dead end, but a map? Each mistake pointing you to a better path, a smarter version of you. That's how founders who never quit think. They turn pain into navigation. Like Einstein said, "It's not that I'm so smart, it's just that I stay with problems longer." That's the real secret, staying in the game longer than your doubts. Because grit doesn't guarantee success, it guarantees growth. Every founder hits that breaking point, when everything feels like it's falling apart. The deals fall through, the team's exhausted, and you start questioning if you're really cut out for this. But resilience begins the moment you decide not to quit, even when quitting seems like the easiest path. Resilience isn't about ignoring the pain, it's about managing it. The best founders don't suppress their emotions. They regulate them. When you stay grounded in chaos, you lead your team through the storm instead of being swept away by it. Research shows founders who practice mindfulness and stress management recover from major setbacks 40% faster. That's not just science, that's strategy. Because a calm mind doesn't just survive chaos, it turns chaos into clarity. Remember, calm is contagious. When your team sees you steady, they mirror your energy. Be the pilot in turbulence, composed, confident, and unshakable, because your calm is what keeps the whole plane from crashing. Sometimes we get so caught up in chasing weekly goals that we forget the bigger picture. True grit starts when you zoom out, when you realize success isn't a sprint, it's a marathon. It's about planting seeds today that may take years to bloom. Jeff Bezos once said, "Most overnight successes take 10 years. That's not just a quote, it's a mindset. The people who win are the ones who stay committed long after the excitement fades. Picture your life 5 years from now. The person you become will be built by every small decision you make today, every late night, every challenge you push through. That's the power of vision. It connects today's pain with tomorrow's purpose. Without vision, every problem feels permanent. But with it, every setback becomes just another step on the path. Grit isn't about surviving the storm. It's about learning to dance in the rain. Motivation is like a spark. It burns bright but fades fast. Discipline is the steady flame that keeps your journey alive when the excitement disappears. Every great founder knows it's not about feeling ready. It's about showing up no matter what. Motivation is emotional. It comes and goes with your mood. But discipline? It's a choice you make even when you don't feel like it. It's what separates the ones who dream from the ones who actually build. Studies show that entrepreneurs who stick to consistent routines outperform the chaotic hustlers by 60%. It's not about grinding harder. It's about building structure that keeps your energy balanced and your goals on track. Think of discipline like brushing your teeth, small daily actions that build the foundation for massive success. You might not feel the progress today, but over time, it compounds into mastery. As Jocko Willink says, discipline equals freedom. Every founder faces failure. It's part of the game. But grit means you don't let failure define you. You use it as feedback, not a verdict. The truth is, most successful entrepreneurs have failed, not once, but multiple times. Each failure taught them what not to do, shaping their next big win. Failure isn't the opposite of success. It's the path to it. Imagine treating every setback like a lab experiment. You're not failing, you're collecting data. That mindset turns mistakes into lessons and pressure into progress. So don't hide from failure, embrace it. Each fall builds your resilience and sharpens your grit. Remember, every stumble is just a step closer to your breakthrough. Every successful founder knows grit isn't built overnight. It's a muscle you train through daily challenges. The magic happens not in big wins, but in small, consistent actions that push your limits a little every day. Neuroscience proves it. Small, daily micro-challenges reshape your brain faster than intense, one-time efforts. That's how endurance is built, little by little, layer by layer, until strength becomes your default mode. Your daily habits are your grit gym, journaling, cold showers, reflection walks. These aren't random acts of discipline. They're training sessions for your mind to stay calm and strong under pressure. Remember what Eleanor Roosevelt said? Do one thing every day that scares you. That's how you grow grit, by choosing courage over comfort again and again. Each small act of bravery compounds into unshakable strength. Grit beats talent, mindset builds resilience, vision fuels persistence, discipline sustains effort, and habits strengthen your spirit. Every founder you admire? They didn't have a secret, they had staying power. You can build that too. If this message spoke to you, subscribe, and share this video with another dreamer who's on the edge of giving up. Tell me in the comments, what's the toughest challenge you're facing right now, and how will you use grit to push through? This is Max Focus. Rewire your mind, redesign your life. Keep showing up. Your grit today is tomorrow's breakthrough.